welcome to another video here at This is Lianne's Life. Today this video is all about how to get those Disney dining reservations if you're going to Disney World in Florida. They've not made it easy. It gets more and more complicated every time. I remember I used to go regular, like from sort of the age of 11 for about 12 years. We used to go every year, and I guess probably because it was just my mum and I, there was only two of us, it was never a big deal. We kind of just went and ate wherever we wanted. But as I've gone back, I think it was 2013 and then 2019, and then ready to go back in 4 weeks. It's just getting more and more complicated. Like every time I go, there's new rules to learn. So these are just my tips now. We've booked all our dining, and I'm just going to try and help you get the dining reservations that you want. So the first thing, I'm going to kind of go through step by step. The first thing you're going to want to do is get your diary out and figure out when is your 60 days day. Your 60 days day. So that is 60 days from the day that you arrive. Regardless whether you're staying in a Disney hotel on site or if you're staying off site, that 60 days mark is very important. So I'll give you permission to pause the video and go and figure that out and get that in your diary, get it in your phone and get your alarm set. Okay, so that's number one. Have you done that? Leave a comment down below. So currently, the online booking opens at 6 AM Florida time. So for us, currently we are in daylight savings time, so for us that makes it 11 AM. So you need to set your alarm, I don't know, 11:15. It depends how savvy you are with the next part we're going to come to, but you need that alarm set because you need to be on it. Like, there's no time to snooze in this situation. You have to be ready. Be prepared. So they're your two things that you can do now, regardless of when it is you're going. Get those done and dusted now. And then you need to get a little bit technical. This might be a breeze for some of you. Others might be thinking, what on earth? But you need a VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network. Basically, I'm just talking Disney terms right now. I don't know, they do a whole host of other things, but this isn't a technical channel. This is quite a lot to do with Disney. So, basically, what a VPN will do for us is just trick our computer, trick the internet into thinking that we're actually in America, because the issue we have is when we're going on to book it on like the Disney website, it automatically redirects us to the UK site, and we don't want that because we can't do the bookings on the UK site. So we need to get a VPN to fool them into thinking we're already on a holiday. I used Tunnel Bear because that is free, and a lot of people on groups I was in suggested that. I used that, but I didn't really know what I was doing, if I'm honest, and I think I used up the freeness. So I ended up having to take a hit and get NordVPN, which you do have to pay for, but you can get your money back after 30 days if it's not for you. So that's another option. So these are really, really important because you'll find you can type in www.disneyworld.com and it'll just go disneyworld.co.uk, and that's not going to help you. Part of your pre-planning is deciding where you're going to want to go and eat. So make a list of where you want to go. There's so many choices. There's the different hotels and there's the different places in the parks. There is so many. We're not actually going to that many this time, but you need to get a list of what you want, and also a backup list as well, because some of them do go really, really fast, and as quick as we might be off the mark at 11 AM, this isn't going to guarantee that you're going to get all the reservations that you want. Certainly for things like Cinderella's Royal Table, the Storybook Dining, Be Our Guest, they are all really, really popular restaurants, so you may need to have backups for those or tweak. So that brings me on to the other part, is plan, get your dream list. This is your dream trip, you know, reach for those stars. But then just have a bit of a backup plan. You want to have your plan, but you want to be a bit flexible with it. So yeah, okay, maybe you wanted to go to Ohana's for breakfast on your first morning there, because what a fantastic way to kickstart your holiday. But if it's not available till halfway through your holiday, you're probably just going to have to go with that. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying give up hope at all, but just you might need to move things around a little bit. So right now, you know when your 60 days is. You've got your alarm set, you've got your VPN and you know how to use it, and you've got a list of your reservations that you're going to want to make roughly when you're going to want them, but with backup plans or room for manoeuvre. So far, so good. This is what we need to do. It's a lot of planning, but it's worth it. What you're going to do with that list then, once you've got your list, is you're going to think, aha, we've got Cinderella's Royal Table on here. That's a biggie, that's a number one. And you're going to have to kind of do them in order of popularity. Now, this is just my advice. Go and do some other research to find out which ones are actually really popular. But certainly Cinderella's Royal Table, Be Our Guest, the Storybook Dining, which is the Snow White one, that is only available, I believe, for dinner. So it's only one sitting for that one, which is why I think that one books up so fast. So you need to go at it in order of popularity. And just going on the popular ones, Cinderella's Royal Table is the princess dining for breakfast, lunch and dinner inside the castle. It's the only dining inside the castle. And that one is very expensive. But because it's so expensive as well, that is the only reservation that you're going to have to pay in advance. So you need to be prepared for that. So all the others, you will need to give your credit card, debit card details, but they're not going to take the money. It's just sort of to reserve your booking, and if you don't cancel within 2 hours of your reservation, they will charge you a fee. However, Cinderella's Royal Table works differently. You have to pay in full. So, A, be prepared for that to come out your bank account, and B, don't make the mistake I did. If your bank account, like NatWest, are on it, fantastic service for fraud prevention. However, I was panicking that I was going to lose my reservation because they blocked my account. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need this. So please give your bank a heads up. Even though you're not going for another 60 days, just let your bank know so that they don't put the fear of God into you like they did to me. So definitely get that in mind with Cinderella's Royal Table. And also that does then mean that if you don't cancel within 2 hours, I'm sure it's still 2 hours, but I will clarify that, then you'll lose your money. So don't just book that one on a whim. The 60-day window then that I keep talking of, that is for on-site and off-site guests. So whether you're staying in a Disney hotel, that is what classed as staying on site is, stay in somewhere, whether you're staying at a Universal resort or whether you're just staying on International Drive, a villa, whatever, if it isn't Walt Disney property, that's off-site. So for on-site guests, those of you staying in a Disney hotel, you're lucky people. At that 60-day mark, you will then be able to book your restaurants for 10 days of your holiday. So you can just get them all out. So I'd certainly start then, if you've got your 10 days, and Be Our Guest or Cinderella's Royal Table is probably one of the last things you want to do, still go for that first, just to grab it. Obviously, for me personally, I would go in chronological order of my holiday. Don't do that when it comes to the big hitters. So you want to get your Cinderella's Royal Table booked, even if that's on the last day. You want to get all those booked in first and then sort of fill the gaps with the less popular reservations. And those of us like me who are staying off-site, you can only book 1 day at a time. So you're gonna have to go through this for 14 days if you're wanting to book a Disney dining reservation every single day of your holiday. So it can be a bit of a pain and it can be quite time consuming, But again, it's worth it. You've got to put that in, put that effort in now, and you'll reap the rewards when you're there. So you will have to be sat ready, poised on your laptop at 11 a.m. or just before 11 a.m. every morning for 14 days. Okay. I struggled because our 60 day was on the 23rd of December. But for the first day, we don't go to a park on that first full day anyway. So then it was sort of eating into sort of Christmas, and it was just quite hard work. So I did have quite a bit of stress in booking mine. I had issues with my VPN and things, and I just don't want you to do that. I just don't want you to have any issues. So even if you think you've sorted your VPN out, make sure you get on there a bit early and just double check it's all still working. What I will say as well, only once when I was doing this, even with the VPN, was I able to go on disneyworld.com before it threw me over to UK. It only happened once, and I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing wrong. But all is not lost. I did find a workaround. So with this worked for me personally. I haven't obviously tested it out on everyone's computers, so don't shout at me if this doesn't work for you. But the way around it I found was to go on www.disney.com, just generic disney.com. I will try and include me doing this for you so you've got a visual, and then in the search bar click my Disney experience, and you will see that it comes up my plans on my vacation. Click on that, and then that sort of brings you in to where you need to be. So also, I don't think I've said, make sure you're logged in as well. So when you're ready at 11 o'clock, be logged in. Make sure your credit card or debit card details are added in there, because you're going to need them to confirm everything. So you don't want to be wasting time letting that reservation go whilst you're putting your details in. So you need to have literally everything done and dusted, ready to keep refreshing at that point. So I'm just trying to make sure I've remembered everything here. Yeah, so on the day, you're going to want to come to this page. You might have to come to this workaround. Perhaps that's what I had to do every time. And then you want to go down and you want to click on make a reservation. And you can just go for there. Like I said, go for the date that you're going to want your big hitters, because you just need to start there. If you do have issues doing any of it online, there is a phone number that you can use, and there is like a UK version, so it's not going to cost a bomb phone in America. However, the issue is they do not open until 1 p.m. So that's 1 p.m. our time, 9 a.m. their time. So the problem is all the good stuff is really going to have gone in those couple of hours before you're able to speak to someone on the phone. So if you would rather just deal with it over the phone and you're not too fussed, then that's perfectly a good option for you. I do love speaking. I have had to ring them because it just wasn't working for me at some points, and I do love speaking to them because they're actually there, and their accent and all the music, and it just got me so excited. Just give them a ring, just if you want some excitement for your holiday, just give them a ring to confirm through things. But they were all so helpful, the people I've spoken to. There's quite a lot that I've just gone over. I hope I've made it make sense, and that I haven't bored you. But the most important thing is you're going to Disney World, you're going to have an amazing time. Even if you sit on the curb on Main Street eating a Casey's hot dog, you're in Disney World. I mean, come on. But basically, I just didn't want you to make any of the mistakes I made, like my card not working, like the VPN not working. Just be aware. And be ready and be prepared. And please let me know what you've got booked. You've probably already gone through all this, and you've probably found a much easier way than I have. Another thing to bear in mind is you might have got your My Disney Experience app, or I don't even think it's called that anymore. Your Disney app, where all your booking is and everything like that. but you can't. Again, it won't work. It'll look like it's working for you to book it. You might think, I don't know what Lianne's on about when I'm on here. I'm on to a winner. It just doesn't work ever to actually fully let you book it. So you will need to be on a laptop, using a desktop to do this. But wherever you're going to eat, I hope you're going to have an amazing time. We have got Cinderella's Royal Table booked for dinner. We've got Ohana's booked for breakfast. We've got Crystal Palace booked for lunch. And then we've just got can't speak. Then we've got the 50s Primetime Cafe in the studios booked for lunch as well. So we've not booked many this time round. We did Garden Grill last time. We did Be Our Guest last time. I feel like we did quite a few more, and they were great. But I think we're happy with the ones we've settled for this time. So I just can't wait. It cannot come quick enough. If you think this has actually been useful and I haven't just rambled on for 6 million years to you, please give it a thumbs up. And I would love it if you could subscribe. I am trying so hard to make these videos beneficial to you. I'm trying to think of what I would have wanted to know when I was going through this. Do subscribe to follow along for when we get there. It's just, I mean, so you'll be able to come along with us when we go on our holiday. I will be vlogging every day, as well as different like specific vlogs, like specific restaurant vlogs and areas and different things. And if you have any ideas of what you would like to see, just comment down below and I'll try and make sure we cover it when we're there. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll see you next time, and you know it.